venture Harper had embarked on after leaving more than a decade working in tech in Seattle. A job that, while not necessarily inspiring, had given her a sizable nest egg and an idea for a new kind of business. One that built on customer interests, algorithmically taking the things they loved and creating drinks especially for them. Her initial work at the local shop in Seattle, one she'd purchased on a whim the week she quit her big tech job with its highly lucrative salary, had already become something of a test case for the idea. And it was working. She'd stolen business from the 4 surrounding chain locations in a matter of months. And now she was here, back in Rustlers Creek, to put it all to the real test, building out a business that could be shipped nationwide with the help of her smiling, enthusiastic sister and the happy souls who wandered into the trading post. "Come on, Harper, come do it." Hadley's excitement spilled over as she nearly toppled her wine while they sat at their father's worn kitchen table around 11 p.m. on New Year's Day. "Come home for a while. I want to spend time with you, and we can get something really cooking at the trading post. I need a signature blend, after all." "You want me home?" "I do. I miss you. The way you and Zach have been entwined around each other, I didn't know you could miss anything." She grinned at her own joke as she lifted her wine to her lips, but knew it was one threaded with happiness and relief. Hadley and Zach had found their way back to each other, their marriage nearly ending over years of misunderstanding and personal struggles on the subject of children. It was a close call, she reflected as she drove down the long drive at Wayne & Sons, and Harper couldn't deny how relieved she was. If Hadley and Zach, a couple who loved each other to distraction, couldn't make it, what hope did anyone else have? A point that seemed important even if she'd lost her own hope years ago. A woman got one chance at her grand romance, Harper knew. One great love that filled your soul as easily as it destroyed it. For some, like Hadley, they were supremely lucky and got to keep it. And for others? She let the thought hang as she pulled into a spot near the house. Her gaze drifted over the vast land that stretched out in every direction. He might be out there, even now. Because when you came back to a place filled with the ghosts of your past, Harper mused as she parked her rental car, you could run into them anywhere. Dr. Grayson McClain removed his gloved hand from a deeply intimate spot on a deeply pregnant heifer and stood back to assess the animal. "She's a bit distressed, but should deliver just fine. My examination likely didn't help with the distress part. She'll resettle in a bit." "You seem pretty sure about that," Zach Wayne said as he got to his feet from where he'd crouched beside Gray. "She's a bit later than the rest of the herd." "It's late March, Zach. We're still well within birthing season." Gray took in Zach's anxious face. "What has you so bothered?" He'd known Zach Wayne for a long time and considered the man a friend. He also knew him to be one of the best and most responsible beef producers in the state of Montana. So the sour expression that filtered across Zach's dark brown gaze and the sun-worn grooves edging the man's eyes was a surprise. "I'm trying to spare Carter from any of the pregnancy discussions this year. He and his wife are having a baby, not a cow." It was an obvious point, and Gray couldn't help but wonder if Zach was transferring a bit too much of his concern over the herd onto their ranch foreman. "Carter can handle it." "I'm not so sure. He seemed real suave and smooth for most of the pregnancy, but ever since Bea moved into her last trimester, he's gotten a hell of a lot more skittish." "He'll be okay." Zach didn't appear persuaded. "His latest worry is that we'll get a late spring snowstorm when Bea goes into labor." Of all his possible concerns, Gray figured Carter was more accurate on that front than any other worry the man might think up. But as someone who'd practiced medicine for 15 years, albeit the large animal kind, he'd learned that it was the things you never anticipated that were the ones to blindside you. And that Mother Nature was a hell of a lot more sure of herself than humans gave her credit for. But that blindsiding part of the equation? Well, hell, Gray thought as he stripped off his rubber examination gloves. Wasn't that really the definition of life in a nutshell? "Look, Gray." Zach closed the fence door to the pen where they had the expectant heifer settled and turned to face him. That dark expression struck once more, and Gray went on high alert. What did have Zach so bothered? "What's going on?" "Harper's back. I mean, she's back in Rustlers Creek, but she'll be here on the ranch quite a bit too. She and Hadley are